Welcome, thank you for joining. This is the Horseshoe Falls in Niagara Falls, Canada. This is about as close as we can get today because our area's got some serious restrictions right now. So they've got a lot of stuff blocked off. They're taking advantage of the situation actually to get things cleaned up and, you know, give a little bit of a reface to the area. So hopefully in a couple of months we'll get a better look and things will be more beautiful than ever. So thank you everybody for coming in. John H. Shelton, thank you so much for the shares, by the way. And Marco263, hopefully you're still here. Good to see you. My love, Kristen Walton, thank you for coming in. Sam Slugs Trains and More, always good to see you. Thank you. We're just going to have a look at this Horseshoe Falls right now. I've said it before, but we're, you know, in the middle of spring right now, or at the beginning of it anyway. And the trees have not got their leaves back yet. It's starting. You know, the grass is fairly green around and this and that. I was expecting it to be very cloudy. My phone even says, you know, on the weather app that it's going to be partly cloudy today. And it's really kind of beautiful. So I know you see a lot of clouds over the falls right there. It's a nice big pocket, but it's altogether not too bad. But it's a beautiful view. I never get tired of coming down here to Niagara Falls. I only live less than 20 minutes away, so come down here whenever I want. But I didn't get a chance to get out last weekend because the weather was so bad, and I thought today we'd get another look at it. Scratch and PPA, thanks for coming in. Always good to see you. Oh, it's a little bit warmer for you, Sam Slugs Trains and More. So I am in a t-shirt right now, and I have a very light spring jacket with me, just if there's a tiny breeze. But you can tell that it's not that bad when you look at the mist coming up from the Niagara Falls. It's not really traveling. It's kind of heading straight up into the air. There's a tiny breeze that's bringing it a slight bit towards me, but you don't see any, you know, a lot of water around and this and that. So it's just a gorgeous day, and I've been dying to get outside. I haven't been out for a week, so I just wanted to come and stare at this. So thank you for joining me. I've got another channel that I'm working on, of course. When don't I? So I've got a channel already set up. It's called Niagara Insider. Now my intention was to go out and get a bunch of different content, like for instance restaurant reviews, hotel reviews, take a look at some attractions and, you know, other things around the Niagara area. And with these restrictions, it's not going to be possible for a while for me to do what I intended. But what I hope to do now is take a page out of Two Pineapples' book. So I'll try to get out as often as I can. We'll do some of these live streams. After today, I'll try to do things that are a little more interesting. We'll walk around, we'll have a look at what's going on and this and that. There's not much to see right now, but we'll take a look anyway. And in the meantime, I will grab clips that I can find on really beautiful days of all the different things that there are to see in Niagara Falls and put them into a 24-hour live stream on the channel Niagara Insider. So I'll try to get that rolling soon. I'll start testing it this week. Play with my settings here a little bit and see if there's any way I can increase the text size on my chat here. It doesn't look like it. The water looks a bit low. I don't think so. Right now, I don't think it's possible for this to raise or lower very much. Now, I could be wrong about that, but when I look across, so you'd have to look at the sides. I'm not going to move the camera around today, but when you look at the sides, particularly on the left over there, you don't see any kind of watermark, like as if there's a tide. So, of course, I could be wrong, but with this mass of water, it's bigger than it looks. and I don't know if it's possible for it to move very much. Of course, Kristen's been here a lot longer than me, so she'll know. Yeah, we got record numbers, Sam, so it's going to be, we're on a good 4 to 6 weeks of not doing anything. Even curfews have been put in place here now. So we're on the strictest lockdowns we've been in a year, or over a year. But like I said, I've just been dying to get outside, right? So I'm not doing as much walking as I really should or wish I would today. But I just wanted to at least get out. And it wasn't until this morning that I decided to come out here because, you know, Tuber Chat's in a few hours and this and that. But when I got up this morning, I looked at the weather because I noticed out the window it was a completely blue sky, which I wasn't expecting. So I decided to just race out here. We'll stay out for an hour, and then I'll run back and get ready for Tuber Chat. Corinne's Life, thank you for coming in. It's wonderful here. I never get tired of Niagara Falls. So I intend on doing some more interesting live streams for everybody. I did a lot last year, but I'll get out and, you know, we'll have a look around. We can at least talk about the things, even though they're, you know, everything's mostly closed for the next few weeks. But we'll see what the summer has. I think the province's intention is to try to save the summer. So they're making it really hard on everybody right now, so that hopefully things start to calm down and then we don't lose another entire summer, right? So we'll see. OM Bunch, am I getting that right? Thanks for coming in. Good to see you here. We're looking at the Horseshoe Falls, or otherwise maybe nicknamed the Canadian Falls in Niagara Falls. We're on the Canadian side. And I just wanted to come and look at this. I wasn't expecting a beautiful day like today. And when I woke up this morning, I had a look out the window and it looked accommodating. So I've been dying to get out for a week, and I never get tired of coming down here. Just to give you an idea of the perspective where I am, not that it matters, but I'm standing right above the platform where the zip line ends. So when you look at the other live streams, or when I get out a little bit more this year, we'll have a look at the zip line and you'll get an idea of exactly where we are. I did a live stream a couple of weeks ago where we looked at the sunset as it looks on the American Falls, and that was quite something to see because they at night they have the lights that come on and change colors and stuff like that. It's really something to see. Sorry, I'm trying to read the chat. I was just putting my hat in front of the thing. For the life of me, I'm just the worst person at reading the chat. Let's see if I can... Not going to be able to catch it on the other device either. I'm gonna play with the phone a little bit again. See, it's driving me bananas to think that there's not a setting to change the text size. Maybe not though. I hope I haven't destroyed everything. For staycations or day trips, yeah. I love it down here. There's so much to do. Oh, you were here the other day. Oh yeah, it's interesting now. You know, even where I park over by the Table Rock Center, which is the structure you can just kind of see on the right-hand side above the falls there. And they got a restaurant, gift shops, stuff like that. And there's a parking lot across the street, you know, only a few steps away. It actually connects right to that structure in a roundabout sort of way. Anyway, it's empty. You know, there's just nothing going on. So we're on stay-at-home order. Well, you know that. Hohem Bunch knows that. Ontario's at a stay-at-home order. They don't want anybody going out except for essential trips and travel and stuff like that. I'm by myself. I have a mask if I need it. I'm not intending on going in anywhere. And, you know, you are allowed to go out for exercise. So I decided to come here. And it's interesting that they've got everything all blocked off here too. You can't really do everything that you usually would be able to. Kristen's been here a long time, but I've only been living here with her for about 5 years. It's coming up on 5 years actually. Kitty Mom Adventures, thank you for coming in. I wonder if you can hear the water when I'm quiet. There's birds chirping and this and that. Yeah, it's beautiful here, Kitty Mom Adventures. I never get tired of coming down here. Pardon me, I'm just finishing my breakfast. I'll come down here at night. The next time I do a sunset stream, I'll come at night and we'll see what that looks like. I'll make sure I'm here really early so that we can catch the whole effect. Now, because of the way that we're positioned, it's impossible to ever catch a sunset over the Niagara Falls. It's in the opposite direction. What that means is we can catch a sunrise that will come up right behind. So I'll try to get those as well. At some point when I know that the weather's going to be cooperative. Sparkles Hope Chest, thanks for coming in. This is just about as close as we can get to the falls. I could probably have gone another 50 to 100 feet closer, but the way that the railings work here, when you walk around this area, they're curved in a way that if I tried to film from anywhere else, you'd see a lot more of it. I know you can see a little bit on the very right side of the screen there, but this is about the closest and best I can do for view for today without doing something. The other thing too is where I am, there's a little area, if you look at the wall, if you want to call it that, on the right hand side of the falls there, you can see that there's nothing. Like from the railing down, I don't know if that's a 100-foot drop or 200 feet or whatever, I'd have to find that out, but it's far, right? So, you know, you don't want to lose your phone. And I am filming off an iPhone 11 today. And where I'm standing, though, they do have a little tiny bit of a ledge, if you want to call it that. There's grass and this and that. If the phone fell, I could probably get it, even though nobody would ever advise that. but up there I wouldn't be able to. So I'm as close as I can get without, you know, risking disaster, let's just say. And then thank you, Corinne's Life. Brandon Jackson, good to see you here. Yeah, I keep coming to the same place. I just never get tired of it, Brandon Jackson. The other thing too is things change, right? So I haven't been down here to do a live stream in the spring before, and it looks a little bit different, right? So when we look at the different live streams that I've done, you know, some are in the day, some are at night, some are in winter, some are in summer, and stuff like that. I'm just going to keep doing it because it's content, right? I think everybody could, if you have a variety channel, you could do this around your own area. I'm very, very lucky to live in a tourist area with this gorgeous, you know, these falls to look at. But everybody's got stuff in their city. If anybody wanted to start a YouTube channel and was looking for ideas, you could simply be like aim to be the best tour channel, if you want to call it that, the best travel channel for your area. It really doesn't matter where you live. Everybody has something close enough that other people will want to see. It doesn't matter whether it's country, whether it's city, you know, and I'm not saying I'm right about that. I'm just saying you could, right? So I'll get out and do a bit more interesting stuff sometime in the near future. And Marco263, thanks for coming back in. But today I literally needed to get out of the house. You know, like, it's not that I need to get out of the house. I just need some exercise. I love fresh air. I'm not an outdoors person. It's just that, you know, after what we're all going through these days, a little bit of fresh air outside, some sunlight and all that stuff helps. And I wasn't expecting such a nice day today. So this was a last minute decision to come out. Things should improve next week. I ordered my glasses, by the way. I'll finally be wearing glasses again for the first time in like 10 years or something like that. I'll be able to hopefully do a little bit of a better job of reading the chat and keeping up with everybody and stuff like that. For today, we're just going for something very simple. Clouds have already changed a little bit since we've been out here too. They're moving. The darker ones seem to be going out of our way. Maybe the stream will look even better as we keep going on. I'm just going to stay out for about an hour, another 45 minutes, 50 minutes or something. Sam Slogs has had glasses. Hilda DC. Ha 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 ha. Your cat's channel. Interesting. It's just ironic. Her cat was already named Kevin before we met. I got to find out when the Hornblower and Maid of the Mist are going to start heading towards the falls again. It must be a little bit too cold and early, not to mention, I don't know what the restrictions are in New York State. They might have things differently set up over there, but I'll find out when we're going to have the Hornblower. Now, hopefully we'll get on that boat this summer. That's the Canadian version of the Maid of the Mist. And it goes right up, like, into the falls, like, right into that mist and everything. You get soaked, right? A lot of people have seen that in television and movies and stuff like that. We'll try to get on it. I've never been still. but they're not running yet. Probably be still 4, 5, 6 weeks here in Ontario before they even think about it. But that's just a guess. In the American side, New York State, I'm not sure. Maid of the Mist might move a little bit earlier. We'll see. Good news is it's very easy to social distance right now, or physical distance, whatever you want to call it. There's just so little traffic around here for this time of year, meaning not just cars, people. It is a beautiful view. I never get tired of Niagara Falls. I never get tired of coming down here. I figure the last time we were down here a couple weeks ago, we stared at the American Falls for about 2 hours. So today we'll stare at these ones for an hour. And I'll try to come out here when I can catch, it's weather dependent, right? When I can catch a couple of sunrises, I'll try to catch a sunrise each over the 2 different falls that are here. And then I will also catch another sunset. Thank you, D-May Variety. I did a sunset a couple of weeks ago over the American Falls, which is the other one of the 2 that we look at down here. And it was interesting. I caught it a little bit late, so I did catch the very end of the sunset. But as well, the lights come on at night. And they come on about 30 minutes almost exactly to the sunset. And then they change every 15 minutes or so, and it's a gorgeous thing to see. It's really interesting. So at some point I'll come down at night and catch a long glimpse of that as well. And some of this stuff is in preparation. Like I said, I've got a channel I'm intending to start. These things are always experimental, but I've got a channel set up called Niagara Insider, and the idea is to come down and catch everything there is of interest over a long period of time in Niagara Falls. Since I can't do hotel reviews and restaurant reviews and attractions and stuff like that right now, what I'll do is set up a 24-hour stream with clips that I'll take, like what we're looking at right now, of all the different things there are to see, not just the falls, but other things that people might come down to either film or photograph and stuff like that. And then when we can get into reviews and stuff, I'll get into that as well. Cooking with Miss Brown, thank you for coming in. Rich Wang, thanks for coming in. And that Hart Casper, I do the worst job of reading the chat. I'm getting glasses next week, but I even have a new phone, so I've got an iPhone 11 now, so I should be able to do a little bit of a better job reading the chat when I film with this phone, and still I struggle, so I'm working on that too. Past Life Explorer, good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Sam's Vlogs Trains and More, 5 years on YouTube. That's really something to celebrate, man. That's quite an accomplishment. Sam's Vlogs Trains and More is doing fantastic right now with close to 1,200 subscribers. Vern's Junk Closet, my YouTube BFF, is in the house. I just wanted to get outside for today. I haven't been out in a week. Last time I came down here, I believe, was 2 weeks ago. And there's not a lot to see or do right this second, but I never get tired of just coming down here and even, walking around. I should be getting more exercise. I should walk around, but I didn't bring the gimbal today. I just wanted to do this, sit here and stare at the Horseshoe Falls for a while. Thinking of getting a new gimbal too. I'm going to get one of those DJI Osmo 4s. Hopefully get a bit more going there as well. The video editing, thank you for saying that. I use Final Cut. So when I started several years ago editing videos, particularly for other people, I started with iMovie, but still on a Mac. And then once I got, into it enough that it was like, hey, we got to step it up a little bit, then I got into Final Cut. So none of the stuff that I do is too involved. It's very basic cut, if you want to call it that, or transitions or whatever, but it's meant to be that way, right? Because we're not dealing with television, it's YouTube, right? So, usually I wouldn't say this, but good enough is literally good enough. But Final Cut is what I use. The special effects, if you want to call them that, the things like, when it says follow me on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, that's always After Effects. I'm not fantastic with that. What I tend to do is buy templates that are out there and then just edit them. But I used to work in radio for many, many years. And when I used to produce radio shows, I used to do it with video software. I know that sounds weird. It's too long of a speech to get into. But anyway, so it was a little bit familiar. But thank you for that. Yeah, Final Cut is Mac exclusive, but I just happened to... I was lucky enough to, be able to start on a Mac. Premiere obviously is much more popular, and it just depends either on preference. You can use Premiere on both, but Final Cut is Mac exclusive. If you can use one, you can use any. That's what I really think. There's just the day that it takes to learn the workflow of the other programs. So, your buttons might be in a different place, or they might call, a transition something different. Yeah, my pleasure. You have to forgive me. I don't mean to miss things in the chat. I do such a bad job of reading the chat. I'm trying to improve. Like I said, I'm getting glasses next week, and I'm going to try to step up the system that I use here with another phone or tablet or something. Yeah, thank you, Jaden the guy. Episode 200 will be good. The 1-year anniversary of Tuber Chat is coming up. A fist bump for Ern's Junk Closet. Did I miss something? Did something not come up on the screen that was supposed to come up on the screen? Wonder what's up with that. I missed your question, Sam Slog, Strains and More. Yeah, forgive me if you don't mind just asking again. It's I know I whine all the time about my inability to read the chat. My vision is not what it was. I'm farsighted, so seeing things like traffic signs, stuff like that, and watching television and stuff is no problem. Even using a computer is not that bad. But when I have to read stuff like credit cards, I've gotten to the point that I'm starting to get people to read things for me, like the recipes on some of the groceries and stuff that you get and stuff. Anything that's really small print. Oh, thank you so much for Ern's Junk Closet. I don't know why did the Streamlabs thing not pop up? It's supposed to come up with this big thing when you do super chats and stuff like that. So I don't know what is up with that. But thank you for that. I'm sorry. Thank you for mentioning it too. I don't know how. I'm staring right at the screen. I didn't see it come up there. Usually I do this a little bit differently. I film with a different phone, a much older phone, and then I tether the internet so that I can read the chat with the phone that I'm filming on today, because it's bigger and I can read it easily. And the last couple of times I tried streaming, the connection just won't stick. And I don't know if that's because the other phone is, you know, too old and doesn't keep up with the same wireless technology or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, forgive me, I'm doing things a little bit differently today. But thank you for that. Vern's Junk Closet is my YT BFF. She's been with me for well over a year and a half now, and is an extremely generous creator, supporter, and friend, and she shares knowledge about YouTube. She's got well over I think she's approaching 4,500 subscribers on her main channel. She started a second channel now, and she joined me for episode 100 of Tuber Chat. She's got she'll join me again soon. We've done a lot of panels together. Kitty Mom Adventures I did a interview with about 3 weeks ago as well. That turned into a 4-hour conversation. Vern was talking about it yesterday. She was saying we talk about when we talk on the phone sometimes, you know, every couple of weeks or something like that. It's always like, hey, have you got a minute? Which turns into an hour and a half every time. I'll do some kind of well, the anniversary is coming up, Jaden. I don't know what I'm going to do for that. And Cooking and More, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And then can I do a video of the history of the falls and tour? That's a great idea, Sam's Vlogs, Trains and More. Actually, Two Pineapples was mentioning something too. We talk once a week or something like that. And they were saying, you know, around areas like this, because it's a tourist area, there's lots of those plaques around. You know, when you walk around and they've got plaques that have a little bit of history written on them and stuff like that. So when I get out a little bit more, I'm going to start trying to pay attention to some of that stuff. We'll take a look. I've got a lot to learn around here. You know, I've lived here for a few years, but, you know, there's a lot of history in Niagara Falls itself. So I'll try to learn a little bit and then get us some good content while I'm out. There's always lots to see, but I'd like to know a little bit more about it too. Oh, Hilda, I'm not worried about that. Thank you. Yeah, when I appreciate every moment everybody spends, you know, whether it's here on my personal channel or in Tuber Chat. Like, there's 38 million channels to be involved with on YouTube, right? And a billion other things to do when you're not online. So, you know, we all have, you know, life and different things we have to attend to. That's why I only stream on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I have a full-time gig. And half of that full-time gig is running YouTube channels for other people. Half of the other half of the gig is doing construction work out in the daytimes. You know what I mean? So I can't even be around a computer. So when anybody goes live or has premieres Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's almost impossible for me to be there. So, you know, I do it like everybody does, support as much as you can. One of the sad things is, for those of you with YouTube channels, you know, your best friends that you start out with when you have, let's say, a few hundred subscribers or you're on your way or whatever, you're going to start talking to those people less and less, because today you could be there for them for every video they put out. You could be there for every live stream. But once you get to a couple of thousand subscribers, you've got a lot of people to keep up with. And what happens is you'll notice, like, some of the people who either come through Tuber Chat or even here on this channel, I'll talk about and tell stories about our friendships that have developed over a long time. But, you know, you only see them once a month now and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that's, you know, for sure. I'm just saying that's my own experience, but that's what I expect. And, you know, it's almost like friendships outside, like offline, if you want to call it that. You could have a friend, if they're a true friend, somebody you haven't talked to in a couple of years or even longer, and then you get on the phone or you run into them somewhere, and it's like you picked up from yesterday. It's the same thing. You know, time flies, right? It's hard to believe it's already been a year. Just with Tuber Chat, I've been on YouTube for, I can't even keep track of whether it's 4 years now or 5. I have to go back and look. But you meet lots and lots and lots of wonderful friends along the way. Oh, Kristen, I missed whatever you did there, but that's okay. Kristen says she's cooking. I can't for the life of me read the chat. I can't make out like a couple of these words for some reason. Yeah, Kristen just hurt herself yesterday. Not terribly, thank goodness, but she'll be struggling. She hurt her right arm, so she'll have to do everything left-handed for the next couple of weeks. Okay, thank you, Ann's Cooking and More. Everybody, Kristen will be okay. It's just you know, it's unfortunate when we do things like that. I've been lucky not to do anything like that for a while, but luckily she also has Kira with her all the time to help her with anything that she needs, and Kira's great like that. So we've been here for about half an hour. I'm going to stick around for another half hour or so. Like I said, I just wanted to get out, get some fresh air. Probably should have done more walking, but we'll do that next time. Tried to do a live stream downtown the other day, which is not the same as the tourist area here in Niagara Falls. Downtown is a much different thing. And for the life of me, first of all, I tried using an app that's supposed to let you go live with a older GoPro, and I wanted to try it out, right? And thing didn't want to work for whatever reason. And even after that, I was struggling getting the phone to do what I wanted. It seemed like bad signal or something, so we'll get out again and we'll look at all these different areas. So my intention is to show everybody all of Niagara Falls, not just here the falls. I know I've been focusing on this for a while, but we'll get out and look in the city, you know, where the locals like ourselves now, well, Kristen's been a local for a long, long time, but even myself now, you know, where we shop, where we do the things we do, all the different areas. There's a lot of attractions and really interesting things all throughout Niagara Falls. You know, there's like for instance, as attractions, there's mini golf all over the place. There's 2 bowling alleys that I know of. So there's one right on Clifton Hill that we've seen, at least the outside of. I haven't been inside yet, but there's another one, you know, on the outskirts of the city as well. Lots and lots of stuff around here. Cooking with Miss Brown, still in the house. Bonnie Rose, thank you for coming in. Yeah, Niagara Falls is beautiful. I love coming down here. I never get tired of it. I just wanted some fresh air today and the tiniest bit of exercise, so I just came down here. should probably calm down the stream elements in my chat here on my personal channel. I don't think we need that hammering us every minute. I never get tired of looking at this. So lucky to be living here now. I grew up in Toronto, and Niagara Falls has always had like some kind of a place in my life. I've been lucky enough to cross the border somewhere between 150 and 200 times many years ago. So I'd have to come through Niagara Falls many times, not to mention visiting and this and that. But it's great to live here. Because now, like, you know, on a day like this, obviously I'm doing two things. Like, we're streaming, and like I said, I just wanted to get some fresh air. But if you wanted to just go for a walk or exercise, what a gorgeous place to do that, right? Why wouldn't I come down here to do that? Me, Brain, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And then, like I said, in the next live streams, I'll do more interesting things. Today, I just wanted to come down here and get outside and get some fresh air, so I figure we'll come and stare at the Horseshoe Falls for today. But I'll move around. It's, you know, everything around here is closed, so there is a lot to see. I don't even know if I can walk up Clifton Hill. I'm gonna have to find that out because they've got it barricaded off, so they may not even want anybody going there. But I'll look. I'll see. And no matter what, we'll find lots of stuff to film within the next few weeks. And I'll try to mix it up between day and night. Like I keep saying, I want to catch another sunset stream. I did one a couple of weeks ago over the American Falls. I want to do one here with Horseshoe Falls, and then as well sunrises. So I got to just catch some great weather, right? It's impossible to catch a sunset over the falls because we're facing the opposite direction, but sunrise, absolutely. And I found a website last week that shows you exactly where to expect the sun to rise and fall, or spin, depending on whether you think the earth is flat or round. And then I'll be able to come down and hopefully catch some beautiful sunrises as well. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I'm going to stick around here for another while. We've been out just over half an hour. I'll hang out. We'll cap it at about an hour. And like I said, I just wanted to get some fresh air and the smallest bit of exercise. It was a last minute decision today because I wasn't expecting the weather to be as nice as it is. Still somewhat cloudy. But you can see, there's enough blue sky peeking through. And there are not a lot of people out here at all. I think this is the least I've seen, including winter. I should look on the Made of the Mist website and see when they're actually going to get those things rolling. They'll probably be out before the hornblower in Canada. Those are the same thing. The hornblower is the Canadian version of the Made of the Mist. It's interesting to look at this now too, because I did a couple of winter live streams where you were able to see all the snow and ice. That gives the falls a bit of a different look, and all that's gone now, but the trees don't have their leaves back yet. It's started, but it's not, they're obviously not full. They won't be for another, I don't know, a month or something like that. The helicopters are out. I don't know if that's tours. It'll be on the American side, not here. You can hear that a little bit. Oh yeah, if anybody hasn't already given a like, I'll appreciate that. Those really do help the stream, of course. Thank you for everybody that's done that. The Inspired Empowered Mama, thanks for coming in. And I was saying earlier where exactly I'm standing, not that it matters. I'm not going to move the camera around today, but where this is as close as I can really get. There, I could probably have gotten 50 or 100 feet closer, except that the way that the camera sits on the railings that I've got it on right here, we'd see a little bit more of that. This is the best view I could find for today. And as well, I happen to be standing above where the platform is, where the zip line ends in Niagara Falls. So we filmed that before in a live stream. We came down for the purpose of going on the zip line. And I keep telling that story, but they won't allow you to hold your phone at all, right? So I tried to sneak it. I tried to do everything I could, and they just wouldn't let me do it. So in the middle of the live stream, when we go on the zip line, it's complete blackness for 2 or 3 minutes because they made me put my phone into a bag. It's like a backpack that they give you for your personal belongings. So I had to keep that. But they do let you wear a GoPro, which I was doing at the same time. So the live stream's got that break in it, but I also did the 2 or 3 minute GoPro video where you get a look at what it's like to go down that zip line. So that's still there. Maybe we'll go again. See, now with our restrictions, there's not even that to do. Even the last couple of times I came down here, not for the sunset stream, but before that, we're able to catch zip liners and stuff like that, or the Ferris wheels going. Not happening right now. So the good news is it's only going to get better from here, right? My intention is to come out at least once a week. And then I've got another channel that I've set up. It's always experimental, so I don't know whether I'll actually, end up doing much with it or not. The hope is that I will, but I've got one called Niagara Insider, where when things open up here, I'll be able to get a lot more content out. Hopefully, other than that, everybody's doing all right. Apparently, it's supposed to be 12 or 13 degrees Celsius right now. Feels a little cooler than that to me. I'm wearing a t-shirt with a very light spring jacket, just to, like a windbreaker. There's not a lot of wind, just a tiny breeze today. You can see that the mist going up from the falls is almost flying straight in the air. Sometimes when the wind is blowing the wrong way, the mist comes over here and it feels like it's raining. Thank you, Vern's Junk Closet. Vern's Junk Closet sent me I won a prize in her, she does a group for her members on Instagram, and she'll have little games in there and stuff like that, like trivia and things, and I won a prize the other day. She gives out great prizes to her members, stuff like that. So I have a t-shirt to unbox at some point, or unwrap if you want to call it that. Love and Light is Vern's Junk Closet's signature term or saying. Very peaceful right now, and not a lot of ambience, if you want to call it that, because you know, we can hear the falls, but there's not a lot of people walking by. So as things pick up and get busier over the course of the year, I'm sure the dynamic of how things sound as well as look will change here. All right, I think we're coming up close enough to an hour. I know it's a little bit short, but I'm going to wrap it up. Got a 10 or 15 minute walk back to the car, and then get back and start setting up for Tuber Chat. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Next time I come out, I'll do something a little more interesting, I'm sure. If you want to check out a sunset that I did a couple of weeks ago, that's there, and I've done lots of live streams of different types, both with plenty of action and you know, some more calm stuff like we're looking at right now. Little Frenchie in Big Texas, thanks for coming in. Prefers daytime to night. See, I wonder about that, right? Yeah, it's beautiful. Look at that. The sun's just going to peek through the clouds right as I'm going to split. But I will, you know, like I said, at least once a week I expect to be out here doing something. So maybe we'll take a look around and see what's closed, what we can expect to hopefully look at and get a better view of in a few weeks. I'll come down and get another sunset over these falls and a couple of sunrises if I can catch them, as long as the weather's going to be our friend. Look at how bright that is now with the sun. It's just barely peeking through the clouds. I know you can't see it, but there's just little breaks in that cloud cover. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks we'll start seeing the spring really take effect and get more, you know, the trees will get their leaves back and all that stuff as well. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Forgive me if I've missed anything in the chat. I'm just doing the worst job of reading the chat today, but hopefully everybody had a good time hanging out. Just something calm for today. I just wanted some fresh air, and I never get tired of looking at this. So thanks for joining me. If you're watching the replay and you haven't subscribed, I hope that you will. I'll be doing a lot more of this. There's already lots to see, and we'll see everybody again soon. Thanks everybody for the time that you spent.